folks, it's Nathan Birch here from B.Invested.com.au, where we help people grow their property portfolios and maximise returns and get to financial independence sooner. So today I'm here to talk to you about how to get the banks to lend you money on your equity in your existing property or properties. So with that, quite often people ask me, Nathan, how do you go about getting the banks to get equity out of the property so I can keep proceeding? And it's the most humbling thing that I see about what I do is being able to help people change their lives. And it's a bit cliche, but it's what I get very excited about, and I get joy from seeing other people not realise the potential that's in front of them and what they can do and actually better their life. So for example, clients that come in, they might have bought their property for $300,000-400,000 a few years ago, and now it's worth $800,000 or $600,000 or $700,000. They might have a loan on it for $200,000-300,000, and not realise that they might have like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 worth of equity in their property that they can use to build a property portfolio and get out of their job sooner and be able to tell their boss where to go. So with it, it's important that you first of all have an understanding of what properties are selling for. So when you go to the bank, I personally, when I first started investing, I used to invest with a 5% deposit because I wanted to buy properties quicker. If I was to do it again in the current market after GFC, I'd probably be using 20% deposits because you can do it a lot quicker, the banks look more favourable, and you can actually borrow more, and it's more less risk to the bank. So with that, what you've got to ascertain is, okay, if I've got a property that I've paid $500,000 for, and I've got a 20% deposit, so I put in $100,000, and I have a $400,000 loan on that property, that is an 80% loan to value ratio, because you bought it at $500,000, it's got a $400,000 loan on it, it's $100,000 worth of equity that you put in as deposit. The equity component, if that property goes up to $600,000, then the bank will look at it and go, okay, your property is now $600,000, 80% of that is $480,000, we'll give you $480,000 loan. If you've currently got $400,000 debt, then you've got $80,000 worth of accessible equity that you can use for deposits to be able to go out there and buy properties. So with your property portfolio and building it from there, like, a lot of people don't realise how much their properties have gone up, and it's important that you as an investor go out there and be proactive. So when you go to the bank, you can say to them, look, I've done some research, I've seen that Bob and Sue next door and Tony and Barbara up the street or whoever have sold their properties for $720,000 and $680,000, and my property is probably in between those two, and I think it's worth about $700,000 based on the comparable sales in the marketplace. And get the bank to order a valuation. The bank will order a valuation, the value will go out there, value the property, and your lender, bank manager, broker, whoever it be, will give you guidance as far as how you can actually extract the equity. If the broker or bank is capable of doing that, a lot of banks and brokers and valuers and stuff can't see the clear picture. It's important that you get someone that understands how to build a property portfolio to look at your finances. It's like going to the doctor, and I don't know, like, there's different ways of people treating themselves if they get sick or whatnot. You can go to a naturopath, you can go to a doctor where they give you medicine, you can go to acupuncture, whatever. It's important that you make sure that everyone on your team is on the same page. So you don't want to be going to one bank or one lender or one broker that's telling you a different story to the next person and not in line with your vision or goals. So very important that when you go out there to build a property portfolio, you do your research, make sure that you know your numbers, you know them well, so you can actually go out there with confidence to go to the bank and say, this is how it's going to happen, this is what I want to do, and they'll take you more serious when lending you money. But basically, depending on your financial situation, it's different for everyone. I can't give you specific advice on that, but if you buy properties, if you have a chunk of equity of say $200,000 that you can extract from your home and be able to use it as a deposit, that should be able to buy you about 5 properties in bread and butter areas in Sydney, in Brisbane, or wherever, that are going to be neutral cash flow, below, like, around that $200,000 mark, and be able to be a good foundation for you to build upon. If you buy those properties subsequently, if you had $200,000 equity in your home, you buy yourself 4 or 5 properties that you can build as a portfolio, as a foundation. If you buy them below market value, it'll be quicker that you can go back to the bank and get them to release equity because you've bought them so well, the valuations stack up to be higher. You'll have inbuilt equity from day one. You can use that equity to go and buy the next batch of properties to build your portfolio sooner and be able to get out of the work and live life on your terms. So with that, I hope that's helped. If you have any questions, you can contact us on the email below, potentially of catching up with one of my property strategists here to be able to help you have a map session to work out a strategy of how you can actually accumulate property. So any questions, feel free to put in the YouTube comment box and we'll catch up soon.